Annyeong! Welcome to Delightful! Today we'll be turning this Ghoulia Yelps doll into Sylvanas Windrunner from Warcraft. Before we get into it, you may have already noticed that she's been modified to have elf ears and rerooted with blonde saran hair from restoredoll.com. I usually show you guys all my process, but I actually started this doll ages ago before my channel even existed, so sorry about that. If you want to see how I reroot hair, I cover that in many of my other repaint videos. And I made the ears using a similar method to how I created Wendy's horns, so if you're interested in learning those techniques, click here. Now on to the face. Since she has been in a box for many months now, I'm going to clean up her face with acetone before wiping it down with warm water. All clean. Next, mask off her hair so that it will be protected from the sealant. MSC can stain and discolor hair if it comes in contact with it. I had to mask around the elf ears this time, so it looks funnier than usual. Next is the sealant. Wear a vapor mask and spray in a ventilated area. I go out on my balcony to do it. And if you're curious, no, I haven't dropped a doll yet. After about 30 minutes, you can start the face. This Monster High Ghoulia doll is a gray tone, where the character I'm making is more blue. To adjust for that, I'm adding blue blush to the cheeks, forehead, and a little on the nose. The brand I use are the highly pigmented Mungyo soft pastels. All the materials in the video are also listed below in the description box. Use a kneaded eraser to clean up the face. You can squish it into a point to get in there and clean up small areas like the corners of the eyes or under the nose. I always make sure to clean up the face before spraying the doll with more MSC. With watercolored pencils, the lines start forming the shapes of her eyes and eyebrows. I usually enjoy making big cartoony eyes, but for this more adult doll, I went for a smaller and more realistic eye size. Here you can see I'm adding some shading in between her brows. Sylvanas always looks mad, so I'm giving her a furrowed brow. I won't show you every time I do, but when the colors stop building or you feel like the materials are just slipping around, it's time for more sealant. I'm also drawing on the turned down corners of her lips, although the doll's molding is fighting with me a bit. After darkening the eye lines, I fill in the red of her eyes. The 3D in-game model has solid red eyes, but I wanted something a bit more detailed for the doll, so I'm sketching in a vague iris and pupil. To make the eyes look like they're glowing, I'm busting out the acrylic paint to layer up some saturation. I also use the paints to thicken up the lipstick color. I use a touch of blue Pearlex powders to give the lips that iridescent shine. I noticed that when I squinted, the red eyes sort of disappeared into the black eyeshadow, so to define them, I'm using more bright red paint below the lash line. This will help visually separate the red from the black, and it also looks like her glowing eyes are lighting up the eyelashes, so it aids in the glowing illusion too. After spraying her one last time with the sealant, I'm coating on a layer or two of gloss. This part is always fun because it brings the doll to life in a way. Lastly, it's time for those ginormous signature Warcraft eyebrows. So to accomplish that, I'll be using Elmer's glue-all with some more of the blonde hair. Working from outside in, I paint on a little glue, then press on a couple of hairs. So on and so forth until she has full eyebrows. Using more glue on my fingertips, I form and shape the hairs to stand up and out. With a quick trim, Sylvanas is done! The biggest part of this doll was hands down the armor outfit, so to see how I created her doll armor, click the video at the end. I hope you enjoyed Sylvanas' face up and the video. I usually enjoy making original characters the most, but it's fun to make an established character once in a while. What kind of dolls are your favorite to make? Have a great week and stay artsy! Annyeong!